I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is September 6th, Friday, 2024. Hope you had a good week. I had a phenomenal week. One of my best weeks ever. Today was one of my best days as well. Top 5 again. So just as you see here, we made this video on the 15th. This was actually still kind of panning out. And now we are down here wiping out this liquidity here. So we came up, we hit that that gap right there. As you can see, that's highlighted right there. We came up to that perfect level, and then we came, and now we're here. So we've accomplished that much so far. Are they going to come for these lows and then shoot up, or is it going to be a support area somewhere in here and then bounce up from here? So we'll see. But let's go over today. I'm very ecstatic. I'm very excited. I don't care about the market. I'm not trying to trade. I've been done earlier in the day. I won't even look at the market. No need. So keeping it simple. Yesterday, so when we pushed up yesterday and we hit that that weekly low and sealed that price. Watch yesterday's video so it makes sense. I explained all that. And for the bonus tip here, you don't expect price to kind of come up here only because this was about balanced price range. So you went up, you went down, and then here we're pretty much. If you take a look on a 1 minute, you'll see that we and I mentioned this yesterday, but maybe I didn't emphasize this, but you can notice when you go back to this price action up here, over here, you can see that it's been worked on. It's been mitigated. The price has been fairly delivered. So as you see here, we're coming up and down right here, and there's no imbalance here. There's no imbalance here, right? So it didn't just blow through, right? It blew through afterwards, after it left underneath that level, right? As you can see, sorry, I'm not highlighting. As you can see, we're pretty much plenty of opportunity to buy and sell across that level, right? So that being the case, also, what's it called? So today, well, let's go back real quick yesterday. As you see yesterday, and I'm squinting on purpose. So got this massive run, massive price from the top to the bottom. One of my best trades ever, to be honest with you. And all because of trusting my analysis and good decision making. We did retrace back. When we trace back here, I mean, if you put a fib on here, I'm pretty sure it's a 61. I don't even have to measure it. I didn't even mention that in the course yesterday, or not course, in the video yesterday. But if I was to have done that, I could, you'll see that what's going on here. Well, we're pretty much we're bearish, so we're making lower highs, and to keep it simple, that's as simple as it gets, right? So what is it here? It's a 61, not a coincidence, right? I didn't even know that. I didn't even measure it. You could tell. But anyways, if you eyeball 50% is here. But what is the point? Wiping out sellers here, and then here, this is a lower high. So if you look at the 4 hour or a bigger time frame, we made a low and then we made a lower high. Yes, we had some internal structure in between, but I mean, hey, the bottom line is this: if this is the lower lows down here, this is the lower highs up here. You sell high, you buy low, right? So lower low, lower high, you come down, and once we come down, and this is, man, I thrive on bearish markets, man, because I just could see it and trade it so easily, and they're so predictable. So what did we do? We opened up yesterday. Today, and we were making all these wicks. Remember, the price was going up and down, and then I was like, they waited for the end of the day to do it. Sure enough, what are they doing here? They're shaking people out, not to be able to get involved in the trade, right? And then we push down, and we obviously make 3 drives down. So on the 15-minute, that's why I mentioned the 15-minute. It's very clear. You can see drive 1, drive 2, and then drive 3 with that. Let me move this over a little bit. Maybe you can see it better. So drive 1, drive 2, drive 3. What do we do? Then the news comes out at 8:30. Let me go to the price action, and you'll see here, I'm not involved, so no problem with me. So we're hitting this bottom level. We're sitting in that gap, 50% of the bodies. Look at that, and this is just a previous gap. You should have them on your chart. I usually go back 22 weeks in general speaking. So, but anyways, on the indicator. But anyways, as you see here, we are hitting that low. We sweep that low. So once we sweep this low and we're up here, well, what is left on the agenda? Well, this is a lower low, right? We made lower low, lower high, lower low, but this is a swing. This is internal minute structure. You have to make the lower, so the lower high is that high that we made, and that swing down is the lower low. And for a lower high, you expect it to be much bigger, which this is the lower high. This is not a shift. This is just taking liquidity. This is very basic. It's just this. If I was to keep it even more simple, just doing this. This is all it is. What the hell? This is all we're doing here. This is all it is. See that? You see that, right? I'm sure I don't have to move it around and show you, but I'm going to show you anyway. You see that? You see, but in between, you got these lower lows and lower highs. Basic price action, right? So when we are here, you expect to make a lower high. If I was to have measured this, oh boy. I'm going to show you the trades, man. I mean, I fucking murdered it today. Like, I'm just like ecstatic on how amazing I'm getting. Take a look. Well, it's at 50% here, and then right here is this 61, and you would have missed it. But again, we're not you want to use the fib loosely, but the logic is what is key. That's what fucking matters, right? Because whenever it stops and wants to reverse, that's the key. But as you see, we get into that bearish imbalance right here. This is that 4-4-15. We caught this live on yesterday's video. Watch the whole video. So anyways, I'm just framing. So this is lower low, and come on. This is lower low, and this is lower high price action. All right. So what happens? Well, you do the projection here from this swing low to this swing high right here, and you'll see that when we get up here, we are literally smacking the 2 standard deviation level. So I'm missing all this. I have already missed all of this. I'm waking up and I'm ready. I'm on purpose, not even watching the shit. Like, how about that? Like, I'm literally ready at like 9 o'clock, right? So, and then what's it called? You see that if you're trying to catch this, you're tripping, right? Why would you want to catch this when you have all these other moves? This is very impossible to catch anyway. You wouldn't get filled anyway. So it doesn't even matter. So here, but this right here, retracing it back into this down candle, which is this 829. Forget there is no wicks here, right? If there is no wicks here, let's do it this way. Where are you? No wicks. So for example, no wicks. Take a look. There's no wicks here. You can see the price action is the same. You had this 830 candle. It pushed up, and then this 831 came down and dipped back into these down 2 candles, these demand blocks. So the purpose of me saying this is that the price action is there. Just don't get lost in the wicks. But obviously the wicks tell the story too. Don't get me wrong. But it's not the whole story. The real story is the bodies. So that being the case, could you have dipped and bought this? Yes, but I mean that's the price is moving crazy. Why you want to be involved and gamble? It's not worth it. Anyway, price moves up. You get 3 drives here. 1, which is this big wick. Remember, we got data lows here. Big wick. 1, 2, and it has a retrace. It has a decent retrace. Pushes up 3 right here. Take a look. I know. You're like, bro, you're crazy. I know. So what is my logic here? I'm ready at, I catch this actually before this 9:30 open. I was already in right here at like 9, whatever this was. I don't know, like 9:20 something here. I was already in it. Why? Because I know I just rated, number 1. Number 2, I know I just hit this standard, and between the 2 and the 2.5 is a general reversal area. It's a retracement or reversal area. If we're bullish, then I would expect a retracement from here, but it can be a reversal too. So but we're bearish. So this, I'm looking for it to be a reversal. So I have all that going on for me. Plus we tag in the previous day gap open, which is that little thin line, right? So I have that going for myself, and so on. So then the 930 opens up right here. It pushes up, acting all tough. And I've already got this inversion imbalance highlighted right there. You can see that. And we're at 50% of the opening range gap. Yes, it goes to the top 25%, but thank God it does come down. And it was a perfect area. Where are we going? Well, I'm going to this area here. It's Friday, and I'm trying to catch some good trades and be done. But I'll tell you what happened in a second. But here you can see that we have this imbalance here. This, if it is bullish, we know it's bearish, but I mean, at the same speaking, you never know what they're gonna fucking do, right? Especially on NFP day. So, but this is a very common pattern where this is a balanced price range. It pushes down and then it pushes up, right? So when it breaks that little high right there on this 15-minute, when it breaks that level, see that? When it breaks that little candle and it pushes up, well, it has a very high possibility of stopping here and then pushing back up, right? So that's why I am taking it out and screenshotting it at 50% of tagging this level, right? Because that's a 15-minute gap with that balanced price range. So again, I know it's probably going to be bearish, but this trade, number one, it's a great profit. I don't need to be holding this any longer. I'm fucking done. I want to be done, but anyways, I take the trade out, and this is the trade. I'm on oversold. I mean, this is just my logic, right? So beautiful fucking trade, beautiful. So it pushes down and then pushes right back up to the top 25%. If I was to do a better job, I could have outlined this candle right here like this. These two up candles. I could have marked that level, and you would see that we tap it right there. You see how we tap back in? So we tap back in, and we're pretty much also in this little gap. There's a little gap right there. You see a little gap right there? You see how we stopped dead on its high of the gap? I don't have it drawn out, but you see it? All right, so, well, this is how these videos get long. See it right there, right? You see that between here? Between the 924 and the 925. If I was to highlight it, boy. From the body to, I mean, you can't even fucking. Probably didn't draw that right. This is why the videos take long. I shouldn't even have to do this. Be honest. All right. This is the logic, right? So, boom. Right. So I could have put a line right here and then been like, okay, well, I don't want to see price go farther than this level. See that? And the price here doesn't, I don't want it to really go past 50% of this candle as well. You see the order flow, right? You've watched enough videos here to understand what that looks like. So anyways, what does it do? Comes right here, bounces up and pushes right through. I mean, it didn't even, they're not even, that's to show you they're blowing right through inversion imbalances and everything. So anyways, what do? Well, we ended up, we got to this level and we blow through. Now, what's my next level here? We get to this wick of this data wick. On the 15-minute, you can see it's the same. All the way to the 1 minute is the same. Well, I know that once we tap in, that's a sensitive level, right? And they're going to mitigate that and pretend it's fair delivery. When I'm looking at the 15-minute, it's this big-ass wick. You know they're going to come down and probably mitigate that, right? So what does it do? The price dips down, and I buy that motherfucker. Let me show you. I'm telling you, monster moves today. Executions today. So price dips in. As soon as it dips in, I know I'm on the swing side here. I mean, well, not swing side, but I mean, I know it's like oversold. And sure enough, it dips in. Instinct tells me to go for it. And sure enough, I'm in. Pushes all the way up. I was trying to take it to this area right here. Why? Because as you see, there is an imbalance here. Number one. Number two, they're greedy. They, when they broke through this low here, yes, you might have think, oh, well, they did a good job mitigating it there. Isn't that the same example as up here? Yes. And no, yes, because that's true, but no, because they're greedy and they're trying to wipe out momentum sellers from this area right here. See that? From this area here, plus we had that midnight level that's there, and I held it to here. It did come up higher, but I held it to here, and I was like, I'm just trying to take the profit. I'm just trying to, when I'm in a good trade, I'm not trying to think about it too much. I'm not trying to really do too much today. I'm really just trying to take these profits. Boom, took the profit. Take a look here. Whoops. What's going on here? Oh, so man, so so then the price pushes up, and I was really trying to target the opening gap, not the opening gap, the midnight level that's in the orange right there. And sure enough, look at this. This is why I fucking majorly dropped the ball, and I'm still upset at myself, but I made up for it later. But I'm still upset at myself, to be honest. So when this price comes up here, I understand this is a bearish imbalance, right? And then I understand that I was trying to target here. I just took the profit though. I wasn't even trying to think. I wasn't trying to have shit come against me or anything. I wasn't trying to be perfect with levels because it's NFP. This is something I wanted to mention yesterday. NFP is not a day that you want perfection. I mean, even though there's still perfection in price delivery with the algorithm, what I'm saying is that I don't expect perfection because it's NFP and there's manual intervention and it's just, that's the point. But it still was beautiful. So what happened is we came up here, all right, and then but the thing is, at this moment, I don't know if it's going to shoot off because yes, they didn't fill the opening here and there was some liquidity here if they might have took these highs and this high. At this moment, my mind's playing tricks on me. I'm not playing tricks, but I'm being very cautious. And at this point, when I caught this trade, I was like, man, I was content, right? That means I don't need any more. But what that does is that it makes me stop trading and it makes me not trade logical. But it's also a good thing to stop. So I'm content. And to be content is very key, right? But man, I swear on my mother, when the price tagged the top of this perfectly, this gap, oh shit, you can't miss that, right? Man, you can't miss that. When it hit it, and I was like, oh shit, get in now, right? Because it's a perfect entry. Guess what? I was like, if it comes back to the opening line or 50% of this wick, I'm like, I'll take it. That's just being greedy. I should have pushed it. So guess what happened? And I had plenty of opportunity to get in, but man, so look, I can't make this shit up. So then the price, so this candle, this 948, this did not push up, or it did not even tag that midnight level. If it had tagged that midnight level, I would have executed. And I'm like, and the price is sinking down. I'm like, bro, it's not coming back. It's gone. And then by then, this becomes an inversion right here. And so does this balanced price range level of this 15-minute imbalance at the big one right here. As you see, I drag it out. If I was to drag it out, you can see that we come underneath the 50%. We're tagging it right there with the 951 and the 953. You see how we tag it right there? Let me drag it back out. I'm gonna change the color. Where are you? Okay. So if I drag that out, you can see that now I'm using this as an inversion. This also becomes the same thing. I won't change it yet. I'm just gonna drag it there. I'm gonna leave it there. And as you can see, and the reason why I was spooked was because this wick right here, this 946, see how it pushed down and it literally respected both areas, right? It respected the 50% and that imbalance, which is 943. And when I had this response, I was like, no, I'm good. This is where I was getting the ideas of coming up here. But when it hit like this perfect level, and I was like, bro, just get in. And sure enough, I did not. I couldn't believe it, dude. And I was on a 30-second chart. I was like, yo, bro, like just come a little bit higher. Let me get in. And it didn't. So it drops. And it comes underneath this. And at this point, I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Get in. Because guess what? I know where we're going. We're coming down first of all, we're coming to take out the bottom lower low to make a new lower low. So we're coming down to make from the lower high to a lower low of some sort and wipe out the liquidity to the left of the chart, which is obviously, I'm talking about all this, right? Which I mentioned yesterday. And sure enough, dude, I just froze. and I just was sitting back chilling, and watch this. This is I'm gonna show you a psychology area where I messed up, but I'm human. And in honor for the second year of this YouTube channel, I'm gonna do that. So what happens? The price is just fucking order flow. So it's pushing up, getting rejected, coming back down. Look how it came right to that level perfectly right there. Bounced right there a little bit, retraced back. Look how it, I'm gonna drag this back out. Look how we're tagging that. Plus there's that gap in the background. Yes, and I know this looks very confusing. Don't get lost or intimidated with all these fucking gap levels. I have to kind of tighten up the chart, but now we're down here and it's like I didn't really get a chance to do that. But as you see, just so you know, there's this gap right here that's highlighted, that box, and then there's a little one next to it, right? This little box right here. You can't see it, right? Can you see it? It's this little one. It looks like it's overlapped, but there is one there. And then there's this one. There's this one. Okay, there's this one here. And then there's also this one. So this is not overlapping. This is not another one that's darker in here. This is the box, and this is the box, and that's making it overlap. All right. So there's one there and one there, and then there's one little one in the middle. I know this is TMI maybe, but whatever. I'm just trying to have you understand. So and again, we're referencing these levels, but they're ready to move. So they're not even getting stuck in here. Their agenda was to come down and wipe out liquidity. So anyways, as you see, when I made that level and I bought there, that's why I bought there, because I know in my experience, I didn't wait for 50% or any of that shit. Like I know they're so greedy that they were willing to buy in the top 25%. And that's what they did. So if I was to grade this, let's see if I can hurry up here. Yeah. Oh my God. So annoying. All right. So as you see, it didn't even hit the first 25%, right? Like, and you would expect you want that or you to 50%, but at the same time, for me, and to be honest, like my instinct just completely worked. Like I could have failed, but it didn't. And it just came in and dipped in. And then sure enough, when we got to that level, look how we respect it. I mean, to the tick. Like, look at the bodies here, bounce up, and then we push through. We get to 50% of this gap here. We push back up. There's obviously inversion and balance there. There's a gap right there in between these candles. And then plus we have this last up candle where we hit that level perfectly. If I was to show you, it's going to be a long video, but you know what? Oh well. Oh well. Because I'm spending my time doing this when I'm fucking about to retire. So price pushed up here, and then to the tick right there, and look at the bodies right there. Look at the bodies respecting that level. Plus, if I was to go back and bring that 50%, you would see. Damn, I should have left it. Let me do it this way. Maybe I could just bring it out. I'll just do that. Yeah, why not? Okay, so as you can see here, when we're inside that wick, we're in there, right? We come below it. Another lower low. The order flows here. Lower low, lower high. Lower low, lower high. You can see them. This is in that swing. And you can see right here that now we're kind of like tagging this 50%. All algorithmic. It's a grid. It's a fucking grid, dude. Like, why didn't anybody just say this from the beginning? Like, you know, but it's a grid. So anyways, that's how I look at that. And again, I had multiple opportunities, bro, but once I don't get that entry, and I just don't like getting away. I like my risk to reward to be tight, because if I'm wrong, I can take the loss easily. Doesn't affect my psychology. It is what it is. This is how I roll. I mean, I don't know what else I could tell you. But anyways, let me just do this real quick, just so I know I did it. And then you can see we're also respecting this bearish imbalance. And is some of this like overkill? Could be, but you know, this is how I chart. So what I'm gonna tell you, send it back. Why don't they just do that naturally? Anyway, so we're pushing down, right? We push down, and we get to this gap here. We also have I didn't think the conversation was going to happen today. I meant to say this all week, but I just didn't think that we were going to get there right now, to be honest. But anyways, obviously a gap right there, right? Can't miss that. And plus now we're inside that gap. That's what this big ass right here, this gap is. It's pertaining to that week. Remember when we dropped on Monday, August 5th, all the way down? Well, that's that gap I'm talking about. And we were actually sitting like dead center, actually. So, and algorithm is just in general, it's moving from gap to gap too as well, creating and that's called creating inefficiencies and sealing them, right, and balancing price, right. So, anyways, what was I saying? So we're rolling through. At this point, I'm mad at myself. I'm like, bro, I had the fucking sale right here, like up here. I'm like, bro, did you? It's like, and then, to be honest, and sometimes I forget what I'm actually doing. Like, like, bro, like, hello, higher time frame. We've made lower high here. That's what you caught this trade. But when I get a big trade and I take the profit, you get content. And to be honest, I don't need to trade. But at the same time, I'm here for this move in a way, right? So while the price is dropping and I'm just sitting back like, I can't believe you just did that. You would have had an epic day. And it's just dropping, bro. And I'm like, leaving it alone. And then I know we had news at 11 o'clock, which is what this stupid ass candle is. So when the price came down here, I do scalp a little bit, but I mean, I'm not having that great success. And then the price, I'm getting candles like that are wicking perfectly. I'm taking a couple losses in here. But when the price settles and it tags this next gap, which is the high of that gap right here, okay? When we're here, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to take this trade. Take a look. I take the trade right here, and then it pushes up. And then, boom, 11 o'clock kicks in, which I had kind of forgot about the goddamn fucking news at 11 o'clock. And I was like, bro, but in reality, I would, if there was no news or not, I would have took this trade anyway, and I would have took it to here. Why? Because it's a lower low, and you've got all this inefficiency of price. I mean, it's not going to just keep sinking, which of course it can, but we have synced for a while, right? And I'm only looking at this like, okay, let's just come up here to balance some of the price. I'm not holding it for the break here. This is not that day. Like, yes, I would expect it to come here, and we might eventually come here, but not anytime soon. It's Friday. They want to keep the price down. Yes, at the end of the Friday, we do like to see the wick of the week get created, which is now the bounce pops back up into the body of the candle and then creates the wick, which we'll probably see in the later PM session, or if not, it'll be next week. But the point is I'm not trying to look for that trade. I'm looking for profit. I'm looking for a nice 50 to 100 point move on the quicks because it's NFP, right? So, sure enough, bro, the price, I mean, I blinked an eye and it was here, and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh my God, it's 11 o'clock. So I literally shut it down. I'm like, took the screenshot like real quick and then just closed it. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what this thing does. Like, I'm taking it. And then sure enough, when it's here, because again, I was missing all this, dude. Like, I mean, like, even if I had took that trade, would I have took it all the way down here? Probably not, but I would have trailed. And if I trailed, I would have probably caught this. I would have caught it to here and then been done. And that's a big move. So anyways, I made up for it with this and the next trade. Take a look here. When the price is sitting up here in the gap, I know that we've already came up with the gap. And this is super unfair delivery here. There's only buy side here. So I'm only taking this trade. Yes, I know it can keep coming lower, but I don't fucking care. So the price is up here. And then this 1101 pops up. We're at 50%. We did wipe out that liquidity. We're at 50%. And then this next one, this 1102. No, that's 11. 102. So 1102 gaps down. Right there, you see there's a little gap in between. And then it pops up to 50%. And it's 50% of this wick, which is the 1101. And I was like, bro, if you fucking get to that, if you hit that middle level, which is going to be not only the gap, but also the actual the 50% of the wick of the 1101 plus this level here. I'm like, you taking it? Sure enough, that motherfucker tagged, and I was waiting for a second, and the thing just started coming all the way down, bro. Beautiful. And what did I take it? I took it right to this level right here on purpose, right there, because if this imbalance holds, then and it's bullish, then I'm gotta get the fuck out. But I know that I could possibly come down. But I took it here because I know there's a little miniature gap in between the 10:59 and the 11 o'clock candle. There's a miniature gap. Can you see it? It's very minute. And sure enough, the motherfucker worked, boy. So I mean, bro, I mean, look, you can see that, right? You see that gap right there? See that right there? That right there is like a magnet. So and bro, I mean, just I'm so proud of myself, bro. Like you have no idea. But again, I was going through it here when it was coming down all this way. I was going through it. I mean, bruh, I've already caught amazing trades. That sell and that buy. Like, I mean, bro, I mean, no one's doing that on the internet. I mean, I know they're not. And that's why I'm destined for greatness. But the thing is I struggle with the personal psychological issues of, and I was literally FOMOing here. I mean, I was fucking FOMOing hard. And I was like, bro, this has got to stop, bro. Like, you got to stop. So much to the point where I still got in 2 more trades, right? Like 2 more fucking trades. And I was like, bro, like, I can't believe it, man. But and as experienced I am, I still have a lot more experiencing to do, and I have a lot more to learn and grow. Like and I'm still pulling shit off like this. But the point is that was happening, and 31 fucking minutes. Wow. Anyways, I wanted to do a psychology section right now and just talk about that, just to give out game for people who are struggling. But I'm wondering right now, should I make another video and just upload that? I don't know. I have therapy at 3 o'clock. It's 2:46. And if you're like, dude, why do you got therapy? You're crazy. No, bro. He's a coach. Every player got a coach, and for me to have one is just someone on my team. He's a tool. That's the way I look at it. So if you look at it as it being weird, then you haven't experienced enough. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to have one, but I'm just saying I use it. I use a therapist for many tools in personal life, trading, all that shit. But anyways, I have about 10 minutes to go. So let me hurry up. Let me mention this. We had divergences going on here, and you can see that we got lower highs here with NAS and S&P. When it came to, well, let's put it this way. You had higher highs with Dow here, and we had lower highs with them, right? And then at the time between 9:20 and 9:30, you had lower highs with NAS, and in between for S&P and Dow, there were higher highs, right? So this was kind of showing the shift. The confirmation was in between these candles here with the 9:35 and the 9:45. See that? So go check that out. Dollar decided to kind of fucking go sideways and up down, right? And pretty much not that helpful. So, and what's it called? Let me see. And then well, bonds shot up and then came back down, and so did and now yields are kind of consolidating. So they came down from, what is today, the 3rd? No, today's 6th. I'm tripping. Yeah, and then and yields pushed up. So it was they're still fucking playing around, dude. Like they're just playing around. They're trying to act incognito, and then look at Dow coming all the way to this next gap, like from gap to gap, dude. Like look at that, like, and to show you that, I mean, that's some dirty shit right there, bro. That's fucking dirty. That's like some forex shit right here. I swear, Dow's turning into forex. But looks like they're just gonna slither down. I mean, and then if you look at S&P, man, bro, dropped hard. Now I was mentioning this. I mentioned this yesterday. I watched the video. I talked about this area, and now the price is sitting there, right? So that's why I had trouble. Um, I had trouble performing here because where is it? I had trouble performing at this area because of it being a balanced price range and it had a possibility of bouncing up. So, that was, hey, it is what it is. But as far as the higher time frame goes, we kind of have passed that and we're deep. I mean, this doesn't make sense to not hit these lows, but I will say that this area here is a little congested. So, like in between this wick right here, if you look at this August 7th, that wick, the 50% of it, you're going to want to see it close 50% below that wick. Because if you don't, then that's going to be a very nice support area possibly. So what did I just say? It was this day right here, this August 7th. Where's August 7th on the 1 hour? Right here. So this down, you see this down big candle right here? I mean, I don't have a problem with it coming in. Where are we now? We're here. We're sitting here right now. So I don't have a problem it coming into here. Right? This, if I to measure it, let me measure it, and I guess, like if you see it close, you see, so this is a balanced price range as well, right? That's why when it took off, it took off. But if it comes any lower than like this area, this candle right here, this 10 o'clock on August 8th, like if it's coming any lower than that, I think you got a problem. I mean, you're coming for this liquidity, but it's very possible that we do find support here. So I don't know, right? But I'm just giving you some details here. Otherwise, I went through all that. This is panning out still, so we'll see. But I will also say that September's price action they print pretty well. It does follow its pattern generally. It might not be pretty, but it does generally follow it. So this is kind of a far move. So it is possible that we kind of, if we don't even make it above here, then it is possible that we do this. And then we kind of close right here. Like we might see like another, oh my, what is that? I'm not going to get into this. There's no point in doing that. Yeah, should I make another video? Let me pause this. Yeah, I think I'm just going to make another video, man. I'll try to make a psychology video. I really want to make one, but and just kind of go over the overview of the entire trading situation. So, all right, other than that, you guys have a good weekend, man. You guys take care and God bless.